Hey, what's going on, guys? Crass Businessman here. So today I want to talk about the issue that we're gonna have to bring up in order to get a good foundation for future videos and reasons. So, oh Jesus, we have to do this. We have to discuss Donald Trump. So to start off, I'm not a huge Donald Trump supporter in terms of, I'm not going to be walking around wearing a Make America Great Again hat and, just singing Donald Trump's praises everywhere we go and say that he's some sort of infallible individual. I think he's a very successful businessman. People oftentimes don't understand what it takes to amass that amount of wealth. And that is often just glossed over where you don't just kind of trip, you trip and fall into success. It never fucking works that way. You have to bust your ass for a long and extended period of time, doing consistent and good work in order to gain the value that correlates to the amount of money that you make. We always have this. Society as a whole tends to have this idea that if you're rich, you're evil for some fucking reason. Unless you're a minority, which is pretty fucked up. Now, granted, Trump's family has money. Yes, it does. Or yes, his family does have money. However, he amassed his own personal wealth, essentially on his own. Now, granted, we can discuss how, he got a loan from his dad, and it was, a lot of money. It was like over $1 million or something to that effect. But regardless, there are people who, we see examples of it all the time with, winning the lottery, getting these huge settlement checks, and these people are still broke. Like just getting a huge amass of money doesn't ensure that you will be successful with it whatsoever in any way, shape, or form. There's people that take out business loans to support a shitty dying business or a shitty idea. Doesn't work out. Hey, what do you know? Money didn't solve the problem. There's people that win the lottery, they're broke 2 years later. Money didn't solve the problem. So in order to perpetuate that amount of money, you have to bring value. You have to bring something that people are going to pay for, right? And a lot of it was real estate investments, different investments, of different natures. And if people find value in it, they're going to pay for it. It's not like he's going over and just stealing from people, or he's not a drug lord, or something like that, which is ironically praised in a lot of urban culture. It's do whatever you got to do, get your money, blah blah blah. Unless you're Donald Trump, like what the fuck? It makes no fucking sense. Let's look at this objectively, okay? Look at it objectively. Take off the every white person is racist glasses, and let's analyze, what's actually going on here. So this is an article that says that these are like the 10 things that Donald Trump said that are racist, right? Now look, I'm going to be in complete and utter agreement with you if he says a racist comment, okay? I'll be in complete and utter agreement that I first of all do not stand for racism. I don't condone it. I don't think it's right. It's not right. So, but I'm referring to real racism, okay? Real racism where someone is actually discriminating against somebody else because of the color of their skin. That is real racism. Not, they did something I didn't like, and now I'm going to infer that it's because of the color of my skin. That's crap, and that's a bald-ass assertion with absolutely no evidence, and we should throw that shit out. And then also the inverse seems to keep happening as well, where it's like, oh, well, all white people are racist. Well, that's a racist comment in itself. You're saying that an entire group of people, solely based off of the color of their skin, have certain attributes which are negative, and there's no foundation for it. It's crap. So, anyways, the first thing was he says that LeBron James was just interviewed by the dumbest man on television, Don Lemon. Trump tweeted. He made LeBron look smart, which isn't easy to do. I like Mike. So, Donald Trump isn't a tactful person. He's not in any way, shape, or form a tactful person. But in the grand scheme of things, does it really fucking matter that much when you're trying to solve problems? Now, granted, this isn't solving a problem. This is just him, jawing off at the mouth, saying that, he thinks LeBron's dumb. Okay? He's entitled to his opinion, just like everybody else. He's entitled to his opinion. Now, did he say, that, LeBron is a dumb black guy? Or did he mention anything about the color of his skin? No, he didn't. No, and therefore it cannot be racist. It's not a racist comment if he says, I think you're dumb. Maybe he thinks you're dumb just because you're dumb. I don't even think LeBron's dumb. I like LeBron. I think he's decently intelligent. But regardless, if someone thinks that you're dumb, first of all, who gives a shit? People are entitled to their opinion. You're not going to be able to please everybody. But the bottom line being that it's not a racist comment if someone says that they think you're dumb. Okay? Once again, one of Trump's favorite targets has been Congresswoman Maxine Waters, right? He says that she has an extraordinarily low IQ. Together with Nancy Pelosi, the face of the Democratic Party, she has just called for harm to supporters, which there are many, of the Make America Great Again movement. Be careful what you wish for, Max. So, what about that is racist whatsoever? The fact that she's black? No, that's fucking crap. Because what this does is it provides a loophole for you to make any fucking claims that you want. It's the ultimate, ironically, trump card that you can play. Where it's like, oh, okay, so you don't like me based on my performance. Okay, you're a racist. You don't like me because of the way I dress. You're a racist. You don't like me because of, it could be any other factor, and just because you're black or any other sort of minority, you can make an unsubstantiated claim and say, oh, well, you're a racist, and then now everything gets thrown out the window. So what the fuck are we really talking about here? Maybe he just disagrees with you because he fucking disagrees with your points. It's like if I disagree with a black guy, based off of, I don't think it's a logical argument, it's not because he's black. It's because it's not a logical argument. And it's not fair that we keep equivocating these things, that any disagreement to any minority as a white person automatically correlates to you're a racist. It's a crap mentality. It's trash. We need to throw it away. So moving on to the next point here. I'm not going to do all of them, but I'll cover another one. Let's see. So, let's see. There was a white nationalist rally in Charlottesville, Virginia. He said there were fine people on both sides of the rally, both counter-protesters and members of the alt-right who did Nazi salutes and chants. He also said both sides were to blame for the violence. A woman who was protesting against the white nationalist was killed after a car rammed into a group marching down a street. President's comments over the week after the rally fluctuated from condemning the white nationalists, Nazis, and the KKK to then blaming both sides for what happened. Okay, so if he's condemning white nationalists, Nazis, and the KKK, violence doesn't just happen on its own. And this is a topic I'm going to cover in another video as well, mainly the domestic variety. So, the initiation of violence, okay, can be where we place the initial blame, but if it gets continued from both parties, then they're both to blame, right? This doesn't mean that because you're saying both people were being violent that you support the KKK. That's not what it means at all. It means that you're showing how things actually are. If this person is being violent towards this person, and this person is also being violent back towards this person, or not even like that, in a self-defense way, but let's say this side, which comprises a bunch of different people, and then this side, which comprises a bunch of different people, and they're both attacking each other on different fronts, they're both to blame for the violence. Like you can be nonviolent. You can, well, okay. Anyways, it ends up being a what's called a false dichotomy, which you're offering. Basically, you're being offered two choices socially. You're being offered two choices. Either you don't support Trump, you're against Trump, or you're a racist. which is not accurate. It's not fair to do that. So now the MS-13 animals, right? We've all heard about that one, where during a discussion about MS-13, Trump said, we have people coming into the country, or trying to come in, and we're stopping a lot of them. But we're taking people out of the country. You wouldn't believe how bad these people are. These aren't people. These are animals. And we're taking them out of the country at a level and at a rate that's never happened before. So he's describing gang members, right, who will brutally mutilate people, human traffic, behead people with machetes, cut off limbs, cut out tongues. They're acting like savages, like fucking animals. This is what he's talking about. He's not saying that, Mexicans are animals. He's not saying that whatsoever. He's saying these gang members are acting like animals. They are fucking animals. They are not being civilized. What civilized person cuts somebody else's tongue out? What civilized person, beheads somebody with a machete? What civilized person tortures somebody? It doesn't make any fucking sense, And then we'll cover one more, I think. So we'll talk about. Well, this is just. I'll cover a different one. This one was gonna have to do with Colin Kaepernick, but we'll skip over that for now because that's gonna lead into it's gonna open a big can of worms. Judge in Trump University case. So Donald Trump also claimed that a judge involved in his Trump University court case was ruling against him because of the judge's heritage. The president claimed it was a conflict of interest to have Judge Gonzalo Curiel handling his case because he is of Mexican descent. Curiel was born in the United States. Okay, so if you're of Mexican descent, that means that your heritage is Mexican. I see nothing wrong with that. He said that Curiel's heritage meant that he doesn't like Trump because of the presumptive Republican nominee wants to build a wall between the United States and Mexico. I have had horrible rulings. I have been treated unfairly by this judge. He said in June 2016 during his campaign for president. Now this judge is of Mexican heritage. I'm building a wall. So, and he was even asked, he said, if you're saying that he can't do his job because of his race, is that not the definition of racism? Yes, that is the definition of racism, but that's not what he's doing. He's not saying that he can't do the job because of his race. He's saying that there's a conflict of interest because it is a huge controversial issue involving the entire Mexican people, right? Which is another topic I'll cover in another video about illegal immigration. But I think what you're going to find is that there are good reasons for securing the border. Okay, they're not, racially driven. If you're having an issue with one particular group of people, right, from a country, okay, the Mexican country, Mexico, you're having a problem with people from Mexico, then I don't think it's wrong to say that Mexicans are the ones that are causing the biggest problem in terms of illegal immigration. Okay, we're not getting a bunch of illegal immigrants coming from, Australia. They're nowhere fucking near us. We're not getting illegal immigration from Chile. It's way the fuck down there. We're not getting the largest problem that we're having is centralized in Mexico, just based off of geographical convenience. And it's understandable. I'm going to just touch on this a little bit. It's understandable that people want to escape from, a bad situation, and bring their family here. That is completely 100% understandable. As a humanist, I get that. I 100% am behind that. However, there are problems that come from people illegally crossing the border. We'll get into that in another video. I may shoot that today, but this is running a little bit longer than I wanted. Either way, let me know what you guys think. Comment, like, subscribe. I'm going to keep going. I'll make another video. So, thanks, guys.